Ronaldo Jr. and Thiago Messi played in today's era of football, who would have the better career? Today we're going to find out, as we'll be making them 18 years old and following their careers for the next 10 years, where we'll be counting up their trophies and their individual awards. So with all that being said, both young stars would show promising signs in Season 1, as Thiago would score 7 goals in his first season for Inter Miami, earning the Young Player of the Year award and the MLS Cup. But overseas, we would see a similar story, as Ronaldo Jr. would also be voted as the Saudi Young Player of the Year after scoring 9 goals and winning the Saudi League. Which brings us to Season 2, where the football world will have to wait a while before we see our 2 young stars in Spain, as Ronaldo Jr. will be signing for Manchester United and Thiago will be joining Manchester City, making him the second Messi to be managed by Guardiola. But while the 2 young stars are promising rookies, they would spend the majority of the season on the bench and having to prove in training that they deserve playing time. However, with both of them having the DNA of their fathers, we would get to see a small glimpse of what they can do, as with the limited minutes, Junior would put his goal scoring on display as he would find the back of the net 6 times. And as for Thiago, he took on more of a playmaking role, scoring a respectable 3 goals while adding 5 assists. But their situations are completely different, as Man United finished 9th in the league table, while Manchester City finished 3rd, meaning Thiago will be playing Champions League football next year. And in Season 3, Guardiola would give him regular minutes in the starting 11, leading to a breakout season of 15 goals across all competitions and playing a part in City making it to the UCL finals, where they'll be facing off against Barcelona. And while Thiago has admitted that one day he would love to play alongside Lamine, right now they're rivals, and the reason Thiago will have to wait a little longer before lifting the prestigious trophy, as Lamine would put up a dominant 2-goal performance to lead Barcelona to their first UCL title since 2015. And before we move on to Season 4, let's catch up on the other side of Manchester, where things are starting to look a little better, as Junior was able to score 14 goals in the Premier League, helping United finish in 4th place, and with the help of their latest signings, United are much more solid defensively and now have a proper attacking duo that can compete in the Champions League. And after defeating Benfica in the round of 16, we're going to be treated to a Junior versus Messi matchup in the quarterfinals. And despite the fact that this would be a matchup that heavily favors City due to the quality of their players, this game would be much closer than you think, as both teams would go back and forth with their fair share of chances. However, it would be United who would score the only goal of the game, taking a 1-0 lead into the second leg. But this result doesn't tell the whole picture, as City had plenty of chances to score multiple times, but failing to convert said chances. So as we head into the second leg of this matchup, can United's defense hold off City's offense once again? Foden wins the ball back, passes it to Thiago. Haaland is making a run. Haaland is through. City's best chance of the game, and he finds the back of the net. This game is tied. So as you just saw, it was never going to be that easy, and United would have to rely on Onana more than ever, as he would turn away a barrage of shots to somehow keep this matchup tied through 90 minutes. And with extra time solving nothing, penalties would be needed to decide a winner. Haaland is our first kicker. Goes down the middle, cheeky little penalty, beats Onana. Bruno up next with the little hop, just barely sneaks it under Ederson. KDB goes down the right, sends Onana the wrong way. Rashford tries to Panenka and he misses. Messi, why is his number not there? Saved by Onana. Oh no, that's bad. And with Gyökeres converting his penalty and tying this shootout, has Thiago's miss given Manchester United a lifeline? Thiago missed, and Junior converts. We're still tied at 3. But even though Junior was able to score his penalty, he needs to rely on his teammates converting theirs. And the same goes for Thiago, who will most definitely be blamed if City lose this game. Rodri goes top right on Onana. No one is saving that. Who is up next for United? It's Diogo Dalot. A goal extends the game, whereas a save ends it. Dalot steps up. Saved by Ederson! So in the end, Manchester City have narrowly won the derby to progress further in the Champions League. And while they came very close to suffering an upset, all of that would quickly be forgotten, as they would go on to lift the trophy a few weeks later, now giving Thiago the lead in this competition and further extending it in Season 5, as Manchester City would once again be lifting a trophy, this time being the Premier League. Thiago now has 3 trophies to Junior's 1, and what Junior is quickly starting to realize is that he won't find success at Manchester United. He's a really good player, surrounded by pretty mediocre teammates in a pretty horrible environment. And while United fans were hoping to relive the Cristiano era through his son, it's staying exactly there, in the past. As in Season 6, Junior will be leaving Manchester United to sign a contract with Real Madrid. And if expectations were high in England, they're even higher in Spain. But Junior will have the chance to write his own story in Madrid, and Chapter 1 features something Cristiano failed to do in his first season with the club, that being winning a trophy, as Real Madrid have edged out Barcelona to win La Liga. And if you think Junior is getting carried by Mbappe and Vini, you couldn't be more wrong. 45 goals across all competitions, that's more than Vini and just shy of Mbappe. I mean, that's an incredible season. But the season is still not over, as Real Madrid are one of 2 teams who will feature in this year's Champions League final, with their opponent being one of Bayern Munich or Manchester City. And in this rematch of last year's final, we would see Harry Kane score not only once, but twice at home to give Bayern a 2-0 lead heading into the second leg. But as they say, a 2-0 lead is the worst lead to have, as with this matchup now shifting to the Etihad, Thiago would open the scoring in the first half, now cutting that lead to 1, followed by a perfect assist to Haaland, who would tie the score at 2. And with the momentum now shifting to City's side, they will come out in the second half and unfortunately run out of steam, as Musiala would stun the home team with a goal at the 49th minute, and Kane's goal in the 75th would be the final nail in the coffin. And with Real Madrid waiting for them in the finals, let's keep things short, as we have much more to cover, and this game would be over rather fast, as Bayern's offense would find no success against Madrid, as opposed to their defense, who would let in 3 goals. So after a rather effortless final, Junior is walking away with a 2nd trophy this year, meaning our competition is currently tied at 3 trophies each. And on the night of the Ballon d'Or ceremony, it would be Mbappe's name called up on stage. We're going to see Junior and Thiago win more trophies, but what's not guaranteed is individual awards, which makes them even more valuable when deciding who had the better career. But let's keep that for later, because Season 7 would be a pivotal year, as when Mbappe and Vini getting into the back end of their careers, Junior would step up in a big way by becoming the league's top scorer and leading Real Madrid to another La Liga title and a 2nd consecutive Champions League trophy. And after a 48-goal season across all competitions, his contribution to his team's success can no longer be ignored. And that's why Junior would be voted the La Liga Player of the Year and the recipient of the 2030-2031 Ballon d'Or. It took a while to get there, but one of them has finally won it. Junior might have the lead right now, but Thiago's coming off a title-winning campaign of his own, where he was voted the Premier League Player of the Year. But without Champions League success, he's going to struggle to win a Ballon d'Or. So in Season 8, Thiago is leaving an aging Manchester City to start a 2nd Messi era at Barcelona.
And here he is again. Here he is again. That's astonishing.
This is exquisite from Messi. Look at the delicacy of this.
So as you just saw, it would be nothing short of a successful year. And after dethroning Real Madrid to win La Liga, there's still one more trophy up for grabs. And while it would be poetic for Thiago to put an end to Junior's Champions League run, he won't get the chance to do it, as in the semi-finals, Junior would be running into a former teammate. And after a 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea would head into the Bernabeu and shock the football world.
Madrid have fully broken down.
We'll have to wait a little longer before seeing Junior and Thiago in the final. And while Chelsea have done well up to this point, they would ultimately fall short, as Thiago would open the scoring for Barcelona, followed by a goal from Lamine Yamal, and eventually Nico Williams. And to cap off this incredible year, which saw Thiago score 46 times across all competitions, he's rightfully voted as La Liga Player of the Year and the winner of this year's Ballon d'Or. And just when you thought Junior was the best player in the world, next 2 seasons are gonna be interesting. Thiago has now retaken the lead in this competition in both trophy count and individual awards. And because the only trophy won this year would be Barcelona winning the league on goal difference, we're going to quickly move on to our 10th and final season. One thing is certain, we're finally going to get a final between Junior and Thiago. But let me preface it by saying Real Madrid had the toughest road to the finals by far, as in the round of 16, they first had to get through a Palmerless Chelsea, who, as a reminder, eliminated Real Madrid 2 years ago in the semis. However, this time around would be a completely different story, as Junior would single-handedly carry Real Madrid with 3 goals across both legs. And following this victory, he would be tasked of taking down Bayern Munich, who also appeared in multiple finals already. And while they already have an advantage with Kane retiring, they too would eventually fall short, with Junior scoring another 2 goals in this matchup. Which now brings us to the semi-finals against a new but familiar Manchester City. And you might recognize some of those faces, as the club has brought back both Julian Alvarez and Cole Palmer, who would score 1 goal each to give City a 2-0 lead heading into the second leg. But what history has shown us is that 2-0 deficits mean nothing when your last name is Ronaldo.
Bellingham, Junior, flying at the moment. You cannot catch him. Scoring goals for fun. Junior, 2-0.
And with the score now tied at 2 and minutes away from extra time being needed, Real Madrid would be awarded with a free kick that could very well decide this game. The question is, does Junior have it in him to live up to this moment?
I just pray that I want the mini Cristiano to be like me. I think it's my strongest point, it's my mind.
One kick of the ball, one kick of the football. Junior, yes! Oh, yes!
And just like that, Junior stepped up for Real Madrid when they needed him the most, in what feels like a moment of deja vu. And as we head into the Champions League final, everything is up for grabs, as a few weeks prior, Real Madrid claimed a domestic double, and Junior was voted as La Liga Player of the Year. And with him and Thiago being the likely favorites for the Ballon d'Or, this final game holds a lot of weight. If Thiago were to win this final, it should be enough to claim a second Ballon d'Or to win this rivalry. But if Junior were to win, he'll not only have a Ballon d'Or over Thiago, but a treble-winning season under his belt and a Champions League run that will certainly be talked about. So with the stakes clearly defined, let's drop into our first and only Junior versus Thiago final. Vinny on the corners for Real Madrid. Cleared by Lamine. Camavinga, great touch into Tchouaméni. No, sorry, Jude. Back to Camavinga, has options. Into Junior. Junior takes the shot, gives Real Madrid a 1-0 lead very early into this game. Let's see how Thiago responds. Barca with a corner of their own. That's Nico Williams taking it for them. Lamine, cleared by Tchouaméni. Lamine gets his own rebound, and we have a tie game. Real Madrid are looking very dangerous here. Jude with the ball into Vinny. Saved by Ter Stegen. Thiago swings the ball in. Lamine. Oh, that was risky from Courtois. And with the score tied after 90 minutes, will one of our 2 stars find a winner in extra time, or will this game be decided by penalties? Trent passes it to Jude, has options in front of him, passes it to Mbappe, through ball to Vinny, saved by Ter Stegen again. That is a ridiculous save. I mean, Ter Stegen is like in his mid-40s at this point. Junior, options to his left, stopped by Ballon. Barcelona with one final counterattack. Trent with the absolute worst defending I've ever seen. Still Ballon, options in the box. Thiago, saved by Courtois. Fran Garcia, Wayne still in play. Lamine, cross it to Nico. Courtois, what a save! Trent, cleared. And that's the end of the game. Holy smokes. Penalties are needed to decide a winner. Junior up first for Real Madrid. Top left on Ter Stegen. Lamine tries the Panenka and he misses. Mbappe. Top left on Ter Stegen as well. Thiago missed one penalty already. Doesn't miss this one. Barca are still in it. Vinny with that weird run-up. Just under Ter Stegen. Gavi sends it top right. Camavinga saved by Ter Stegen. Barca still have a chance here. Pedri converts his penalty. We are tied. Valverde up next for Real Madrid. Again left side. Ter Stegen does not dive. A save here, and Real Madrid win the Champions League. Who is up next for Barca? It's Dani Olmo. Needs to score. Saved by Courtois.
Real Madrid are Champions League winners.
Jr. now has 8 trophies to Thiago's 7 and 1 more Ballon d'Or to his name, officially declaring him the winner of this competition. But what if we decided to focus on Endrick and Lamine instead? Who would win that rivalry to become the next face of the football world? Click the video on the screen to find out.